Hey y'all, welcome to Southern Thyme Cottage. Come on in.
Hey y'all, tonight I'm going to make a quick and easy sheet pan dinner, and it's got an autumnal spin to it. It's very autumn feeling, so I'm very excited to make this. I'm going to start off, I'm making pork chops in the oven, and they're not going to take probably as long to cook as the sweet potato will take. And so I'm going to start the sweet potato first in the oven, but I like to season my meat about 30 minutes ahead of time before I start cooking it and give it time to come to room temperature and kind of absorb all those seasonings. So I'm going to start by seasoning my pork chops. Now I know I say this all the time, but when I season, especially a protein, I really like to add a lot of seasoning to it. I don't like food that's under seasoned at all. I said before, I was watching someone cooking on a video, and they said, I like to see the flavor, and I agree. Even when I'm searing something, well, that's a lot of garlic. I'm gonna smooth that out a little bit. But anyway, they were like, you should be able to see the flavor. And when I'm browning something to get a good sear on it, the same thing. I want to see that color. I just feel like that the color is flavor. So this hand is got pork chop on it, so I'm having to salt and pepper with my left hand. And I'm going to go a little easier on the garlic powder. So I've put salt and pepper and some garlic powder on my pork chops. I've got them nice and seasoned with lots of salt and pepper and garlic powder. And now I'm gonna let them rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. I really like to let mine rest for a good 30 minutes, but I don't know that I have that much time. I'm going to set them back here on the counter and cover them with a paper towel and let them rest while I put together the sweet potato. I hate peeling potatoes, but I especially hate peeling a sweet potato. But here we go. So, I live in Georgia, if you didn't know that. And it has been, today is the 5th of October. And in Georgia, typically in September and October, we're still midsummer. I mean, it just doesn't typically cool off here until late to mid-October. Mid to late October. But this year has been quite unique for us. I'm not going to say it's been excessively cool. We have had some mornings in the 50s already though, and that is unusual. But today has been a drizzly, rainy day, and I went to the store a few minutes ago and it was like 70 degrees. And if you're not from here, you just don't know how unusual that is for us, and I'm loving it. I'm living for this. So it really put me in the mood for a fall flavor inspired dinner. So here we are. Now I'm cooking this dinner for one, but I'm going to post the recipe for a family of 4 because it's just me. I am going to have an extra pork chop though. So that only came 2 to a pack, and I didn't really want to freeze one. So I'll have a spare pork chop that I can eat tomorrow night. Okay, I'm going to cut the sweet potato in chunks. This is my Pampered Chef knife, and honestly it's a little one, but it is a surprisingly good knife. I know it doesn't look like it, but sweet potatoes are quite hard to cut through if you didn't know that. And that's really why I chose it, because it really is a good knife. Now I'm going to cut these in kind of smaller pieces so that they don't take too very long to roast in the oven. But I am going to give them a little head start. My foster dog is still here. She's right here beside me, Rosie. And that's the name that the rescue group, Butts Mutts, gave her, is Rosie. She looks like a penny to me. She's a very petite blue heeler. She is super sweet and completely trained. She's housebroken. She's potty trained, crate trained, leash trained. I don't know why this dog is homeless and looking for a home. She's so sweet and perfect in every way. All right, I put my potatoes in my bowl. I'm going to drizzle the potatoes with about a tablespoon of olive oil. Well, probably less because I'm just doing one potato. Give them a little shake. Okay, I'm going to put some salt and pepper. And yes, I washed my hands. Not too much pepper. Okay. Now, if you're making this for 4, you're going to put at least a tablespoon of maple syrup. I'm just making 1 potato for me, so I'm going to probably do a teaspoon. And then some cinnamon. And again, I'll put measurements for servings for 4. I think I want more than that. Did I say that this was olive oil or avocado? It's avocado oil. I'm using avocado oil because it really has no taste. Okay, I'm going to give it a good mix with my hands. All right, on to the sheet pan. Just going to put it on one side because the pork chop is going to go here and Brussels sprouts. And I preheated my oven to 400 degrees. Okay, I'm going to let those go for about 15 minutes and I'm going to get the Brussels sprouts ready. All right, I'm going to trim up my Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts. Now, when I was growing up, you couldn't have gotten me to touch a Brussels sprout. But I don't know about you, when I was growing up, and my mom didn't really make Brussels sprouts very often, but if at all, if I got Brussels sprouts or offered Brussels sprouts, probably would have been at a friend's house. And they were probably boiled. And that's a terrible way to eat Brussels sprouts, in my opinion. Just my opinion. They're far better roasted. I love them oven roasted. I probably have them every year at Thanksgiving now because I've learned I love them. And, you know, I think that's enough. I really like them with some bacon grease, that kind of way, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do a little bit healthier. I am going to cut them in half. Put them in my bowl. I'm going to drizzle them with some avocado oil and some salt and pepper. And I'm not going to do a lot of extra seasoning. I'm going to put salt and pepper on them. But I have a balsamic glaze that I bought. I'm not making one. You can make a balsamic glaze, but I'm trying to make this a quick, easy dinner. So I have a store balsamic glaze, and when they come out of the oven, I'm going to drizzle that over them. Now, all these leaves that fell off, those will be delicious. They'll crisp up in the oven. I'm not gonna use that one. They'll crisp up in the oven and they will be delicious. So put those in here. Okay, drizzle of some avocado oil. Salt, a little pepper. I don't have anything against pepper, but it can burn in the oven at a high temperature. So, all right, these are ready. Now this is fun. I'm gonna make a glaze to go on the pork chops when they go in the oven. I'm gonna put some maple syrup. That's very fall, isn't it? Isn't that fall? I need some olive oil. Olive oil. I'll give y'all measurements. I'm gonna put some garlic powder. Now I put a lot of garlic powder on those chops, so I'm probably gonna go a little light with this. I'm gonna put a little thyme because I love thyme. It is in the name of my channel. Sorry. And some Dijon mustard. Okay. I'm gonna stir that together with my spurtle. Gonna add a little salt. Did you see that hesitation? I couldn't remember if I'd already done it or not. A little pepper. Okay. The glaze is ready. It's almost time to put the pork chops in the oven. I'm gonna put this glaze on them. They've been resting for 15 minutes. That's the glaze. Oh my gosh. Maple syrup and Dijon mustard. I mean, goodness. And yes, I'm using my stainless steel cutting board. Please don't worry about my knives. I haven't cut on it, but I do put the meat on the stainless steel cutting board. My friend Tina gave me this and I love it. I'll flip it over. Do the other side. These are going to be delicious. Okay, going to add the pork chops on. Hope there's room for the Brussels sprouts. Goodness. We're going to make one. Move these a little bit. Kind of want to check these potatoes and see how they're doing. They still definitely are not done. Back in the oven. So I'm taking the Brussels sprouts off of this sheet pan and I'm going to put them on their own sheet pan. I wasn't real happy with the way they were looking. They were getting too much moisture off of the pork chops, and I really want them to be crispy. If they get too moist, they're going to taste like they're boiled, and I don't want them to taste like that. So I put them on their own sheet pan, and that way they can crisp up. So back into the oven, everybody. That'll be so much better. I finished mine with the broiler, leaving the Brussels sprouts for 2 minutes under the broiler and the pork chops and sweet potatoes for a total of 4 minutes under the broiler. This simple dish that comes together really quickly in under an hour is a great easy fix to make for your family on those busy weeknights, but you could also fix this and serve to guests. It would be a great meal to entertain with.